This customer didn't think we could clean his moldy driveway. Boy, was he wrong. Guys, welcome to the Mr. Bubbles channel where we discuss awesome pressure washing business advice to beginners. Before we get into today's episode, quick announcement. I got one more video coming out, and then as you guys know, I'm on my way to Tennessee for the huge convention, so I won't be putting out any more videos for the rest of the week until we come back and we go through all the footage and all of that. But that being said, let's go ahead and jump into today's episode. So one of the things you guys ask me the most is about how to properly wash concrete. Now I'm going to put this up here on the screen for you guys. Essentially, what you're looking at is you need a 5-step approach. It's a procedure, a system, another system. We talk a lot on this channel about different systems that you need in order to grow and thrive in the pressure washing business, right? So whenever you're doing concrete, whether it's a driveway, a patio, sidewalk, walkway, etc., what you want to do here is a 5-step approach. 1, you want to pre-treat. We're going to talk about all of these things here in great deal. 2, you want to do what's called white tipping, or etching out your border. Number 3, surface clean, then rinse, and then finally post treat. And that's what you saw me here, by the way. What you're looking at is after we pre-treated. Now, we pre-treated this with our house mix. That's what I recommend you guys do, unless you have, a soft washing capabilities. Then you can go through it and put like a 2, maybe 2.5%. This driveway here, I would have put at least 2.5% on it. It was pretty black. It was full of mold. But you guys see here, I pre-treated it with a regular downstreaming mix, as you guys well know, because you watch my downstreaming series. We rock a 50-50 mix. And by the way, I'm here with Jamie. We're doing the house and driveway for $6.99. Something I talk a lot on the channel about is how we got this job. We got this job, again, because of a 5-around. We're at a cul-de-sac. We did one of the jobs here, one of the houses the week before, put a flyer up. That's how we got it. So anyway, going back here to the concrete, we pre-treat it. The very next thing that we're going to do after we pre-treat, we're going to do what's called white tipping. That's what you see me doing here on the screen. Now, the reason why you want a white tip is because you don't want you to run your surface cleaner, on the lawn, sometimes gravel. It's happened to me actually a couple times where pieces of rock will get underneath the surface cleaner and clog my tips. So you want to stay away from the edges. You don't want to mess up people's lawns either. And then also, whenever you're doing concrete, especially when you're doing sidewalks or walkways, you have the grooves there. I mean, the surface cleaner is not going to do a great job with that. And then also, this is very important. When I white tip, you see how I'm cutting out different sections? Like, I'm not trying to pressure wash, surface clean this whole driveway like in one sitting. So what I do is I cut out like manageable chunks where, I'm going to start off. I'm going to do one of those squares that you see. Then I'm going to do the other one, then the other one, then the other one. It just works out a little bit better that way. And, a lot of you guys, the question, I probably get this question, I want to say like 10 to 15 times a month on my channel, where they say, hey, I'm leaving a lot of lines on my concrete, on my driveways. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And that's why I decided to do this video for you guys. Because again, guys, if you're following this procedure, this system, this will never happen to you. And you see how bad, just look at that, guys. Look how nasty this driveway is. This is the first time they've had it done. And I think she said 8 or 9 years, something like that. And again, we just pre-treated it with our regular house mix. If you have stronger solution, then use that. If not, just use your house mix. That's what we did. You're going to cut it exactly how I'm doing it here on the screen. And as you guys follow this procedure, remember, guys, quality comes from consistency. Always remember that. So you got to do something consistently over and over and over and over and over and over again to achieve that level of quality. But and then also cutting. The last thing I'll say about cutting is this: it helps you with your surface cleaner because it gives you more like of a sense of direction. When you're surface cleaning, so you're not all over the place. But anyway, guys, before we go any further, let me tell you real quick, or talk to you guys real quick about my business in a box. Guys, quick announcement. I've created a digital product called Mr. Bubbles Business in a Box. Check this out. Okay, so the Mr. Bubbles Business in a Box is actually a thumb drive that we're going to send to you guys to your physical address. And when you get this thumb drive, you're going to see a folder that's called Box in it. And then when you open it, you're going to see all of these files right here, guys, all of these folders. And guys, this thing has over 500 files, anything and everything I've ever created from my business. So all of the blueprints, training modules, documents, all of the things that you guys constantly email me about, your pricing PDF, your for example, your marketing blueprints, anything that you could need for your business is in here. That's why we call it a business in a box. One of the things that I really like about this is, guys, check out all of these pictures. So you have a total of 300 before and after pictures that you guys can add to your website and your Facebook and your Google My Business. And check this out. So there's a folder called Google SEO. And the pictures already have the SEO words in them. And this one photo right here has over 300. This specific folder has 190 pictures, but all in all, it's over 300 pictures. Look at some of these pictures, guys. Amazing before and afters pictures for you guys to be able to add to all of your social medias and whatnot. This is going to help you get a lot of customers. And of course, your edible postcards are on here. And then finally, you got training videos on here as well, guys. Like, for example, the video on how to optimize your Google My Business, the Mr. Bubbles. You got several videos. So they're like training modules. You got all the PDFs. The bottom line, guys, is this. This is going to help you with your business. So don't miss out. Make sure that you email us so you can get your business in a box today. In order to get your business in a box, you just got to hit the link in the description of this video. And I say this all the time on the channel, guys. The more you know, the more you grow. That's how come I decided to create this business in a box, because it has everything in there you need to be able to grow your business. And I really, really believe that this is going to be a game changer for you. Guys, you do not want to miss out on this one. Okay, so there you have it. Once you've, you did all of that, next you're going to jump to your surface cleaner. You guys see here, I'm just using that 20-inch surface cleaner from, what is that thing called? From Amazon. And, you just want to go over it real slow, nothing super crazy. I always say, you want to do it at about a snail's pace. I mean, you basically like a little less than a normal walk, and you just want to go over those lines. And you see, guys, I mean, this thing is melting like butter. But the reason why it's melting like butter, because that solution sat on there for what? I want to say it was like, by the time I got done with all of that, moving cameras around, you're like 10 to 15 minutes. So because concrete, you guys got to understand something. People ask me, why pre-treating is a waste of time. Why even do it? You got to understand that concrete is porous. What does that mean? That means that it has tiny little holes in it. So all of that bacteria, the mildew, the mold, all of that stuff is embedded real deep in there. So pressure washing alone doesn't get to it. So the solution, when you spray the solution, it gets in all the nooks and crannies of the concrete. And that's what I'm talking about. So it gets in there and it nukes it on a DNA level. And then you're just coming through and basically, the surface cleaner at that point is just basically rinsing off all of that dead debris. And you guys see what I was talking to you here also about just going one block at a time. You guys saw there when I was white tipping or cutting out my borders. You see how I basically cut this whole driveway down and manageable sections. And by the way, in real time, it took me 45 minutes. I want to say it was either 30, no, it was less than that. It was like right around 40 minutes that in total that we were here. But again, guys, this is a $699 job. Jamie was doing the house wash and I was doing the driveway. And you guys see, and by the way, if you notice it on the screen, how I pulled my line, this is very important. You see how I pulled my line behind me and I am moving towards the garage? I've seen that a lot of you guys do the opposite of what I'm doing. They start at the garage and then they work their way down. I suggest you do it this way because you're not constantly fighting with your line. So you see how the line is behind me, and then so I can just go up and down without having to, trip over my line or have to move my line around too much. You guys got to remember something. As you grow in this journey, you need to become creatures of habit. You need to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And then as you grow and you mature more as an entrepreneur and as a professional washer, your quality is just going to jump off the page here, guys. Because when I first started doing this, one of the problems that I had is I would sort of do this any kind of which way. You know what I mean? And obviously, I didn't really know what I was doing. So I was just trying stuff out, kind of like trying to see what works, what doesn't work. And I'm telling you guys, if you guys do it exactly this way, how I am teaching you, man, you will never, ever, ever have an issue again with any of your concrete. And you guys got to remember, we do this with all kinds of concrete, right? So if you're doing a concrete patio, walkway, sidewalk. Oh, and by the way, guys, because I don't talk too much about commercial. A lot of you guys actually ask me if I do commercial jobs, and we do. We actually have a big contract, like $100K plus contract with the county. And then we have a contract with FEMA, the Federal Emergency Agency. We go into a military base. That's not somewhere I can record in there. I would love to, but I can't take cameras in there. We have a big contract with them, but guess what, guys? We just, with one of our HOAs, you guys know this, I have 30, to date, we have 38 HOA contracts. Well, one of those contracts, we just got a $35,000 bid to do their sidewalks within the neighborhood. And it's actually not just the sidewalk, it's also the curve. So we're doing, imagine that, the whole neighborhood. This neighborhood has I want to say 700 homes, and we're doing the sidewalks of the entire neighborhood. It was a $35,000 contract. And, and by the way, when we're talking about commercial, I actually have a blueprint. I don't think I've ever mentioned this before on the Mr. Bubbles channel. We have a blueprint, a PDF. It's a one-page PDF. It might be 2 pages, but anyway, you know how we have the pricing blueprint for residential? We also have a pricing blueprint for commercial as well. Of course, that's also in your business in a box. You guys saw the commercial there for the business in a box. The business in a box, guys, has all of my blueprints that I've ever created. It has over 500 files in there for sure. I know it has over 300 before and after pictures, some of the best before and after pictures we've ever taken. But I just wanted to mention that because I'm not even kidding you guys, I literally used my formula for calculating out commercial jobs. That's how I use that formula. And when I send you guys this PDF on how to price commercial jobs, you'll see what I'm talking about. That's how I got that contract, $35,000 contract. We start that. I think she said the second week. It's after the 15th of September. We're going to do this contract. And, but anyway, hopefully I'm able to record a little bit that's going to be a 10-day project for us. And, but I'm hoping to record a little bit because one of the things I've never shown you guys is how we tap into the fire hydrant. So I'm looking forward to that. But anyway, that's all a side note. Back to here. You see all this grime, this absolute grime. You guys see it there? That's coming off this concrete. Guys, that would not happen. This is what I wanted to reiterate and hit home this point with you guys. That would not happen without the pretreatment. What really is doing the work here is that solution getting in there and just absolutely obliterating any bacteria that is on that concrete. So make sure, guys, it does not matter if you use a pump sprayer, what it is that you're using. Like I said, since we are have access to, downstreaming solution, or even if you're X-jetting, whatever it is that you're doing, you have to pre-treat the concrete because it's going to help you go faster also with your surface cleaner, and that helps out a lot. So, because surface cleaning is a slow process, but whenever you pre-treat, you're getting, like, from what I've noticed, when you pre-treat, you're getting about 80% of the concrete clean. Okay, you're not getting 100%. Does not matter the surface cleaner. Doesn't matter how many PSI your machine is. Doesn't matter how many GPMs your machine is. It doesn't matter how slow you go. You're only getting about maybe 80, maybe maximum 85% of the driveway clean. So those weird lines that you guys are leaving when you guys are doing your concrete cleaning, that's mostly because of the whole procedure, like doing everything. Because if you're not pre-treating, but you're doing all of this rigmarole and you're post-treating, that doesn't work as well. So anyway, when you go through, then you're going to rinse. I always start from the garage and I work my way down. And here I'm with the white tip. Again, that's a 40-degree tip, by the way. 40-degree white tip. And I'm just, I like to rinse. Obviously it makes sense working with gravity. I start from the garage and I work my way all the way down to the curb. But you don't want to leave that dirty water there, not for very long, because it dries up pretty quick on you. That's why we always, like, if you're by yourself doing a job like this, you want to do the house first and then the driveway last, because you don't want to have a situation where that dirty water sits there. You see all of that right there, guys? That's just dirty, muddy water. That's all that is. You don't want to leave that on the concrete for too long because it dries up on you, and then it's happened to me before where I was like, I'll just, when I switch to rinse in a house, I'll come through and rinse it. And then I actually had to surface clean it all over again. I don't want to see you guys go through that. But anyway, so it's all about the system, guys. That's my point here. We talk a lot about systems, having different systems. Of course, the main system that I want you guys to have in your company is SOMA, SOMA. I have a sales system, operations system, marketing system. I've sent my marketing blueprint for new guys to like 4,000 or 5,000 of you since I started the Mr. Bubbles channel a year ago. That's what I'm talking about. Systems. You have like a set way of doing things. And when you do your concrete, I promise you, if you do all your concretes exactly like how I'm showing you right here, exactly to a T, this is a system, and that system is going to get you through a lot of jobs, and you're going to do high quality jobs, because as long as you have a system that works, that's functionable, and the results are there, man. Guys, people will, the lady here, for example, gave us $100 tip, wrote a nice review. And while we were here, by the way, we had 2 different people come and give us, not give us, what was it called? Ask for like reviews and stuff like that. Not reviews. I'm sorry, guys. What is that thing called? The postcards. That's what I meant. Ask for the postcards. But the bottom line here, guys, is, make sure that you're working the system exactly like how I teach you, because you guys got to remember, I talk about this all the time, on the Mr. Bubbles channel. Everything that I'm telling you is because I've already done it. I've lab tested all of this stuff. Right? So make sure that you guys are getting out there and you're doing it exactly like how I'm showing you. Don't try to reinvent the wheel, because I've already, I've already put in all the hard work. I've already eliminated all the no's for you guys to bring you guys the good stuff. So make sure that you guys pay attention to that. And if you follow my blueprints, you're going to do very well for yourself, because again, guys, I've been in the field for 12 years and, I did everything the wrong way first for me to get to this point where, I'm very systematic in everything that I do. And by the way, you guys saw on the screen there, the last part, this is the part that a lot of you guys don't do, the post-treating. You see my 2-gallon pump sprayer there. I get those on Amazon. If you want the link for that, just let me know. What we got on that jug right there is just a 50-50 mix. It's 1 gallon of SH, 1 gallon of water, no surfactant, and that's it. You don't rinse that off. You just leave that. And you notice how I'm being real careful not to get that on the lawn. Okay. Real careful not to get that on the lawn. And, you just spray it and you leave it. And then within, let's say a 24-hour span, that driveway is going to look brand spanking new. And that's what you want to do, guys. Like I said, that's why I like doing these videos for you guys, because, you guys learn a lot. But I really appreciate you coming to my channel today and watching this how to pressure wash a driveway video. Guys, highly recommend you watch the next one as well. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.